Hey, yo, Spatchcock Nation, we are back in the attack. Once a week during the crisis, we're going to try to drop some content on you, bringing in cool, fun guests. So our guest today is my man Josh from KRock. Now, here's the thing with Josh, and you're going to hear a lot about him. Obviously, you know him. He's super funny, big baller up in the Syracuse area. Right now, the radio station is doing great. They have tons of listeners. And the thing is with Josh, though, what makes him cool is the dude's a fun guy, likes to drink. Whiskey Wednesdays, his podcast off the charts. He's a little Twitch superstar. Like, I think people are mailing him like panties or like hotel room cards because of Twitch. I don't know if you can virtually do that. But the thing about Josh, though, that we love about him, besides he's fun to drink with, is this guy, though, right, has this following on social media platforms and the radio station. But you see him at a brew fest or different things like that, and he'll sit there with his little fedora on in the corner, and people come up and they'll talk to him and be like, yo, man, Josh, what's up? And he will come out, and not only like sometimes he knows some of the show bros and showgirls' names. Like, this is a person that oftentimes his job is to be funny every day, and he actually pulls it off. And I've been on the show before, and you know when the light's not on, he doesn't always nail it, but when it does, this dude is on. So he's just a fun guy to be up and around. So Josh, how you doing, baby?
I'm doing as well as we can expect to be doing in these strange times. I'm lucky. My life hasn't changed too much. I still go do the show every day, and I'm on pretty much a regular schedule. And yeah, I mean, unlike my wife who is stuck at home, she's working at home and with the kids all day. It's my life hasn't changed all that much.
Well, you know, I mean, we're glad you're adding the value to it. I was thinking about your life too. On the show, you famously tell a great story about your son's birthday party, and you basically created it was like the Hunger Games of Nerf battles in your basement. Did you leave that set up? Like, is that still going on right now?
It's still halfway set up. So like if I can send you photos to drop in if you want to, but I basically for $100 turned my basement. We have just an unfinished basement and there's nothing down there except for our washing machines and some storage. And for like $100 worth of plastic sheeting and some tape, I turned our entire basement into like an arena, like a laser tag arena, or like a laser tag arena for Nerf. And I put lights and fog machines and all these like barricades up. And yeah, it's still pretty much assembled. I had to take one part down to get to my furnace, but otherwise it's still down there right now.
So I was thinking about that the other day, and the lights and the fog machine, and I wondered, like, has the basement doubled as, I mean, obviously as a battle royal arena, but it's also doubled as like a little romantic get down, like throw some, you know what I mean? Let the fog roll through.
No, that basement it's been everything but that. Like back before the kids, my wife and I built the house the year before we got married, and I've had band practices down there. I've done RC car races down there. I've assembled and disassembled a million things. I've shot fireworks out of that back door, and now it's just being a Nerf arena. So the basement becomes different things almost every year. It's something else. So
it hasn't been a love den yet, but I can promise you when your kids get older, it likely will.
Yeah, that's what were you one of those kids that had the basement at the house? Because I was in the basement at my parents' house all the time, and I know what happens in the basement.
You could hear the stairs creak. You could get everything assembled when you need to.
And it was your warning when you heard the top stair creak. You're like, oh Jesus! Oh, and you buckle back up.
I actually, when I was in college, I was downstairs and a young lady had spent the night, unexpectedly so. So we're down there, and all of a sudden, a paper airplane was shot at me and this young lady on the couch we're on, and I'm like, oh my God, did we spend the night here? Like, what happened? So I opened the notes for my mom, and she's like, get that tramp out of my house. Just kidding. I made breakfast. You guys should come up and hang out.
Cool, so Mom. Cool, yeah, Mom.
Totally cool. Okay, so before we get into questions, real quick, I'm also rocking Boho Hobo. I was on the Bindalism podcast. They're good dudes, so I want to shout them out for hooking me up with a shirt. And there are people in the community. They're in the Gear Factory. They're doing some cool shit, so I want to shout those guys out. So we're going to start out now, Josh, because this dude is a professional talker, and he's a funny guy, obviously, because they haven't fired him yet, and the ratings go up. So with him, we decided to dial up the questions a little bit because we're getting some good juice out of this guy. We're going to squeeze him like a lemon. So the first question, MFK, you know the deal. M, you're going to have a long-term healthy monogamous marriage with someone. F, a one-night liaison that gets intense. And K, you're murdering somebody. So the choice is for you because you are a broadcast star in this area with a history of it, and you work with some funny people. So the choices are Hunter, Cody Mack, and Just Joe.
You're trying to get controversy stirred up right out of the gate from me, Matt. You're trying. I would F Just Joe because he takes really good care of his body now, and he's always going to the gym, and he eats healthy and he works out, and I feel like he'd be great at that. Cody, I would marry. He's just my best bud right now, and I spend more time with him than probably my family in reality because I see him 4 hours a morning and then whatever we're doing around the office, and I kill whatever the third name you said was.
So, all right, my answer is close to that. That's an awesome answer because I thought you'd have more of a problem between the Just Joe and Cody choice, but totally get it. Just Joe does look good. So I'm going to kill Hunter too.
Okay.
I don't know him like you do, but the reason why I'm going to kill him right off the bat is I feel like he would either just lay there as I'm bringing the thunder or like it would go fantastic, but then he'd tell people it was terrible.
Yeah.
So I'm killing him.
Yeah.
The other one, like you talked about, they're both good dudes. So it was a hard thought, but then it became easier for me. So I'm going to F Cody because one, he'll get crazy. He's got his vodka surprise every all day, you know, and I feel like there's good trouble to roll with him. But I'm going to marry Just Joe because I was getting my hair cut a little while ago. I think I might have told you about this, but I was getting my hair cut. This woman was cutting my hair, and I'm in a supercuts because I got no shame about that. They cut good hair. So homegirl's cutting my hair, and this other woman who's next to us cutting someone else's hair, she hears my voice, and she's like, hey, I heard you on KRock the week before, and it was the week after I was on your show. Mm-hmm. And I was super pumped, like, oh, shit, Spatchcock fan, awesome. And I'm like, yeah, I was in this cooking show. She goes, yeah, I don't remember that. But she's like, what's Just Joe like? And I was like, oh, shit, is she like fangirling out on Just Joe? So I'm like, he's a super nice guy, man. And she's like, so he looks good now. And I'm like, yeah, he looked pretty good. I don't know. Yeah. He looked good. So I'm like, he's eating healthy. And she's like, I have a hall pass from my husband for Just Joe. I'm like, dude, like you could meet him. Like he's around. And then you see his stuff on Instagram and like he's singing all this emotional shit. Like I'm going to marry that dude because I mean, it's not going to go bad.
No. And he's a good dad too. He takes good care of his daughter. So he'd be a good family man too for you.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, now the next question is, what are you drinking now? What are you drinking on the reg during quarantine? What's your regsies?
Like, I know that you want me to have some really fun answer because like I always am drinking whiskey all the time. And that's kind of the curse of doing a whiskey show is everybody thinks that you know all this stuff about whiskey and that you have like all these, like that I've got, $300 bottles of whiskey and I'm drinking all this and whatever. I always have just drank Jameson. It's just my go-to whiskey all the time. It has been I didn't start drinking alcohol till I was 30. So for the last 8 years, it's been my go-to. And then the honest answer, again, to show you how just Oswego County trailer trash I really am, is my other go-to drink is blueberry lemonade, Kool-Aid, and Tito's vodka. So I do a little half and half in a pint glass of blueberry lemonade, Kool-Aid, and Tito's vodka, and I'm set up. Those are my two go-tos, depending on the mood I'm in.
Wow.
Right now, it's Jameson, though, right now.
Wow, that's awesome. So let me get this straight. Are you mixing up, like, blueberry Kool-Aid in your house to make the drinks?
I got a picture of it right now in the fridge. It's just it's a standby picture of blueberry Kool-Aid so that when the kids want Kool-Aid, they can have some of that. And then Daddy will put, his Tito's in his pint glass and then fill it up with Kool-Aid, and that's Daddy's Kool-Aid.
That's Daddy's Kool-Aid. Do you ever expect, like, the Kool-Aid guy to come busting through the wall and be like, Josh, drink this shit?
I wish, man. I wish. But it's always funny because it's like everybody always expects me to have, like, so what I do is I muddle these fruits, and then I garnish this and I do 1 drop of water. No, I'm either drinking Jameson straight like I am right now, or I'm making up Daddy's Kool-Aid, which is, Kool-Aid and vodka.
Daddy's Kool-Aid. I thought you'd be saying shit like, you know what, man, I dry the skulls of 4 goblins and then I crush them and,
No. I wish I was more interesting. I'm just not. I've learned that over 2 years of doing Whiskey Wednesday, pretty much it all does the same stuff anyways. You're either going to get a buzz or you're not going to get a buzz. And then the only difference is usually how you feel the next day. The better the whiskey, the better you feel the next day.
Totally true. But Jameson's quality, man. Like, I obviously, I'm Irish and stuff, so I love the Jameson. And one of my friends, too, like, because of the show The Wire, I've been at a bar with him before and have someone offer him a Bushmills and him be like, that's Protestant whiskey. It's like, all right, bro. We all saw The Wire, dude. Take it easy. But it's a great line, though. It's a great line.
Yeah.
So what we're pushing around right now, I mean, I've been drinking a lot of beer, but trying to slow down the ballooning that's going on for my waistline from all the drinking and eating. Sure. But drinking some good beers. And honestly, though, like, I mean, Sam Adams drinking a lot of that, drinking a lot of, like, heady, well, not a lot of heady topper. I got a couple of heady toppers. But the go-to for us has been Espolón tequila. Well, not for us. My wife's straight Tito's. But this vodka, bro, I mean, they're not sponsoring a show, but if you want, call a brother up.
Cool.
Bro, like $44 for this. It's a reposado. It's great. So I'm just rocking that with a couple of jalapeno wedges because, you know, I like to keep things a little spicy around here.
Nice.
So it's working out.
Tequila is one of those drinks that I had one bad night with tequila, and I can't go back to it. Like, it's just, as soon as I taste it, I go, oh, there's that flashback to Armory Square 5.5 years ago. And
Totally, dude. But, you know, I had a friend of mine named Karen and when I lived in New York City, and she was awesome to hang out with and party with. But when someone would say that, she was like, okay, then here's what we're going to do. You and I are going to drink whatever liquor that was that you didn't like, and we're going to have the greatest night of all time.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
that's the way to do it.
That is. All right, so here's another question for you, too. Now, this one I was excited to hear your response to because, you know, by a profession, you are an expert in music and partying and things like that. So you got to pick a song to pump you up, whether it's a big interview on the show or maybe you've had a bad day, got to get yourself back to normal. Maybe you're having a huge party. Maybe it's before the Nerf Battle Royal. What's your song right now to get you ready to go?
It has been the same song for probably 25 years, and it's Queen's Don't Stop Me Now. Queen's Don't Stop Me Now will get me pumped anytime, anywhere, no matter what. And I've only ever done karaoke twice in my life, and both times that was the song I sang just because I love it so much. That's my hype song. Oh, that's my go-to hype song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great answer. Great. Obviously such a great band. I once saw a dude do Under Pressure in a karaoke bar. It was pretty sick. But I mean, that song too that you're talking about, like, it's a goosebump type song because when Freddie Mercury's just belting it out too, you're like, this guy, like, he's serious about this. Like, he wasn't half-assing it.
And really, it's great because it starts slow, and he's like, tonight I'm gonna have myself a real good time. And you're like, yeah, I am gonna have myself a real good time. And then he, like, later on kicks in, I'm a rocket ship on my way to Mars. And you're like, yes, I am a rocket ship on my way to Mars. It gets you there. It's awesome.
Dude, rocket ship on the way to Mars will get you anywhere, man. You know?
And the line, I'm a sex machine ready to reload like an atom bomb. I mean, no one has written a lyric comparing themselves to a sex machine level atom bomb that's going to explode at any moment.
Dude, oh man, I love that. Your boy Hunter probably wouldn't have liked that if he was in the MFK game because that would have been too much to handle. That's an awesome answer. I did not expect that too. I thought you'd come out with like No Rest for the Wicked by Godsmack or like a dope Pearl Jam song, but that Queen answer, man, game changer.
The only other one that's really great is another hype song would be Korn's Chutes and Ladders because it starts with the bagpipes. I like any song that starts kind of really like ominous and then kicks in.
Oh yeah.
So like Korn does Chutes and Ladders or they do Blind where it's like it ramps you up and you just explode. Yeah, that. The Are You Ready? And then it just jing, jing. Anytime I want to feel hyped, right? So if I want to feel a different kind of hype, I can go watch either Woodstock 94 footage or live footage of Korn doing Blind or Chutes and Ladders or any Nine Inch Nails performance, specifically any live. If I can see Nine Inch Nails doing Wish at Woodstock 94, that's my ultimate hype video. Because it's one of my favorite songs ever recorded.
Dope song.
They're covered in mud and they're throwing mud at each other and they're this you kind of didn't know who Nine Inch Nails was when they were at Woodstock 94. So like there's these baby band who's having this explosive performance, and that hypes me up. Like if I want to get like all the adrenaline pumping, that's another option of it.
Dude, Nine Inch Nails, man, for me too. There's so many different jams. Like like one time I made a joke about too. Like if Jeremy Lin during the Linsanity in New York City, if I was a Knicks fan, I would have had a sign up that said, "I want to feel you from the Lin side," just because I love the Nine Inch Nails shit.
That would have been awesome.
That would have Sports Center shit. You know, you mentioned Korn though too, which it wasn't my answer, but I used to have a roommate, still a super dope friend of mine, my buddy Mike, and his last name is A, and my boss at the time, his name was Mike A. So we were getting ready. This is before like YouTube and shit like that, but you could email stuff. So we were gonna go for happy hour, and we always get pumped up. We were roommates. We would just crank stuff up, break the dial off. So I sent him the lyrics to Korn Blind, like, "Are you ready?" with all the lyrics there. But I accidentally sent it to my boss, and my boss wrote back like, "Hey Matt, that's interesting. Is this an idea for a commercial?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, sorry, wrong person." But my song right now, it changes to me regularly. Like Aloe Black, "The Man" is a jam that will get me pumped if I got to speak to people. But actually, lately I've been on some calls with people that I think, I mean, they're above my pay grade, but I'm excited to be on the calls, right? So I'm like, oh, I got to get ready for this. So what I've been listening to actually has been Zach Brown, "Heavy as a Head," where Chris Cornell comes in and just like
good tune,
kills it at the end, you know?
Great tune.
Big Cornell kick lately.
Yeah, you got to be. Did you see his daughter do the "Nothing Compares to You" tribute?
Dude,
I mean, not "Nothing Compares to You." She did the Hunger Strike tribute.
Yeah, so that made me cry.
Yeah.
And every night when I'm drinking here in quarantine, my wife and I will dance and listen to music and shit. And my go-to, so she'll go to bed because she knows before I go to bed every night, I'm going to crank up the Cornell cover of "Nothing Compares to You." But then someone sent me the other day, it was warbly, so I couldn't get the most out of it. But it was "Hunger Strike" with Chester Bennington from Linkin Park and Cornell.
Yeah.
And I hadn't heard that before. Like, it blew me away.
I've heard it once, but I can't recall it right now that you bring it up. But they did do that.
Yeah, I want to find it because that's sick. Okay, so the next question is a question that's just hell-bent for you because of your affinity for this brand. You have to pick a Taco Bell menu item. What is it? To describe you, you are a Taco Bell menu item. What is it and why? That's your spirit Taco Bell, your spirit animal.
It's going to sound like a corny answer, but the cheesy gordita crunch at Taco Bell is me. It's my favorite menu item there. But there's many layers, Matt, to me, and there's many layers to the cheesy gordita crunch. So that's why I love it. I love and I've tried to make it at home a bunch of times, and it's never the same. But like having the soft shell with the cheese and then the hard shell on the inside, and then you got some meat. And I don't normally like lettuce on tacos, but Taco Bell always gets a pass just because I feel like there's some kind of like romantic memory I have with Taco Bell lettuce that I'll do it. I'll leave the lettuce on. I'm good with it.
Yeah, you're not a big fan of the vegetables. That's interesting. Nice take.
No, and I do. I'll leave the lettuce on there.
I like that. You've got layers too, so I can see that. A little surprise, a little this, that, like the Queen.
Yeah.
That was a big surprise, man.
Yeah.
You know? Nice. That's a good.
Why do you have to pick a Taco Bell menu item?
Yeah, I mean, I do, but mine is also my go-to item, and it's the Chalupa Supreme.
Awesome choice.
Dude, first of all, just the name itself. Like, imagine if I was a rapper or something like, "Yo, next on stage after Travis Scott, Chalupa Supreme." You know what I mean? That's dope. Or someone's like, I hooked up with Josh here tonight, man. Homeboy's got a huge chalupa. That's also might play into that.
What is your meat in the chalupa? What do you put in it?
I'm going the ground beef because they have that like magical pink slime stuff that really like Taco Bell, man. They deliver.
They nail it. If I do the chalupa, I'll do chicken chalupa just because I like the chicken in there.
Yeah, the chicken, their chicken's good. The chalupa is nice because it's got a little bit crunchy, but it's like a deep fried fatty dough thing. Like it's like a pizza free with taco shit in it, you know?
Oh, I love Taco Bell, man. You know that about me.
No doubt. That's why I just wanted to go with it. So another thing that we know about you too is you like to drink and you've had some good parties. So you are a proud alumni of SUNY Oswego, go Lakers.
Yeah.
And their broadcast school is an important thing, and you're a notable alumni from there. You and Al Roker have similar habits, similar styles. So
yes, we do.
I can see that. So let's talk about your first college drunk experience.
So, like I said,
a good story.
I didn't drink booze until I was 30, like regularly. I didn't, but there was two to three times in college that I did drink, and I didn't know. It's a whole night, Matt. So I hope you got time.
I do.
I didn't know what to buy for booze. I must have been 21 or 22 because I'm such a nerd. I wouldn't even get an underage ID. So it was after my birthday, probably my senior year of college. I didn't know what to buy for alcohol because I didn't drink. So I went to the liquor store, and by the counter, they had those little mini bottles of Tanqueray. And I knew that Snoop Dogg rapped about Tanqueray. So I thought, well, if it's endorsed by Snoop Dogg, it must be good. So I got Tanqueray vodka and like a little bottle of it. And I'm not saying this because I just said what I said. I mixed it with the blueberry Kool-Aid we had in our picture at campus. I swear to you on my life, my roommate and I would drink the blueberry Kool-Aid. So I made the first ever Daddy's Kool-Aid right then, right?
You weren't even a daddy yet, or at least you didn't know you were a daddy yet.
I wasn't a daddy yet. So I made the first ever Daddy's Kool-Aid, and I drink it, and I don't know what to really expect. Like, I don't know that booze takes a little while or whatever. So basically, I'm chugging Kool-Aid at like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I get an inflatable farmer costume that I had for Halloween, like the one that has the fans on it that blows up. And all I know is that I remember.
Where did you have that? Was that just like in your dorm room?
It was there because I got it for Halloween. So like, I still have it in my closet. It has like a big cowboy hat, and you look like you're a 500-pound farmer. So I get this thing on, and all I remember, and what my roommate says, is that you put on the farmer costume, and then you just went and talked shit to everybody on the floor. Like, you just wanted to start shit with everybody on the floor. And I remember these two big guys were in the elevator, and I talked shit to them. And then I woke up on my floor in my room with this farmer costume deflated because the batteries had died. So I'm laying there, like, not knowing what happened in just a deflated farmer costume now. And that was probably why I didn't drink again for many, many years. I didn't get hit or anything. He just said that I was just talking shit because that's just what I do. I get booze muscles sometimes.
But I love that you also kept the costume. You know what I mean? That you still have it. Just in case you need it.
I still got it. I bust it out once a year or so. It's a hilarious costume.
All right, we got to get a picture of that. That sounds dope as hell. So, all right, my first college drunk story. So I didn't drink at all in high school like my friends did, and they were popular, and I wasn't as much. So I got drunk 2 or 3 times in high school, made a fool of myself, and acted like an idiot. But in college, the first drunk story I remember, there was a bar in Oneonta, the town where my college was, called Mustang Joes.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know, like if the Mustang family, they had Harry, Sally, Joe, like these people, like everywhere, you know?
Right.
So we go to this place, and it was like 18 and over, like Hungry Chuck's used to be.
Yeah.
So it was like that type of jam. And like 4 months after having gone there the first time, I would turn my nose up at it. But that night, though, bro, I felt I was like with my boys, like we were Jay-Z going to the China Club.
Yeah.
Like this is gonna be dope. People are dancing. Like I had a ID that was like chalked to death, and like the bouncer's like, "Oh, go on," and also I'm drinking dollar. Like, you know, they call it Bud Light, but who knows what it was.
Well, yeah, we don't even know.
You're you're a superstar. So that night, though, carrying it up, doing like Jello shots, which are probably just all Jello and like grain alcohol.
Yeah.
And I ended up like talking to a girl there at one point too during the party, and she's like, "Yeah, like you know, like I'm here all the time, whatever it is." And I was like, "Oh, well, this is my first time," and I was like trying to be cool. So, but she was a regular there, she was saying, and so I thought that was super cool. And like a few months go by, and I bumped into her somewhere else, and she's like, "I haven't seen you at Mustang Joe's." I'm like, "Hey, I don't think I can go back there, man. Like, I'm certain I like fell down." In my mind, it was because I was embarrassing myself and was a complete drunken idiot. But I was trying to act like I was too cool for it.
Yeah,
so,
right.
You know, that shit happens.
So now your picture's on the wall at Mustang Joe's of like, you know, let's not let him back in.
Yeah, definitely.
He made a scene.
Okay, so speaking of scenes, let's picture a scene right now. Over the past year or so, right now, you got a healthy, happy family, things like that. Sometimes you and the wife got to go out and chill. What is your go-to restaurant that you just like? You love the menu, of the people there. What's your jam?
So my go-to restaurant, whether it's date night or it's with the kids, is Tassone's in Baldwinsville. That's not like a plug or anything. We've gone there forever. They
Kids
never
and
miss
date night. So you're both kids and date night. You'll do them both there.
We love it there. Like that's our anniversary dates are a different one, and I'll answer that with another question you have coming up. But this is like, if we want a good meal, they got Italian, they got pasta dishes that are banging. I love a big pasta meal. The kids will get their standard chicken fingers or whatever. I love appetizers. They do the apps. That's our go-to, man. We've even gotten takeout from there a couple times during this lockdown. And it's just our place.
So I love that place too. I mean, I grew up in Beeville.
Yeah.
And I'm from the ISP, Indian Springs. So that's the Indian Springs posse, for those that are listening, the ISP, baby. So we, Tassone's was like, that was like down the street from us. But they have like they used to have a black and blue like shrimp Alfredo.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. And it was like, it's a good wine bar. There's good wine in there. Like you can do it right in there, man. It's a nice little place.
They do like the all-you-can-eat snow crabs some day of the week, and it's like the bar's bumping and the restaurant's bumping. I love it there.
The all-you-can-eat snow crab. Me and my friends would go there a bunch of times, and it's like the waiters, the service was always great. They'd be like, all right, cool. We'll just pre-load you stuff up. And it seemed like always at one point, one of our friends was at Tassone's that worked there, and they'd be like, yo, I got you some extra crabs. I'm like, but it's all you can eat, dude. Like, I appreciate you saying that, but.
It's like your buddy worked at the Ponderosa. He's like, have some more meatballs, buddy. It's on me. Don't worry about it. Yeah, thanks. I mean, it's unlimited, but thank you.
Yeah, man. That's really dope, though. That's a great place. My go-to, I got two answers to that, I guess. Like, my regular place, you can find myself, my wife, and our crew on the reg. Usually Friday nights will be at Kitty Hoynes.
Nice.
That's just where we go and drink, right? And they have oysters the first Friday of the month. So that's like just a staple in terms of the way that we live. So during this whole coronavirus thing, we've got a lot of takeout from there and got some beers from there the other day. But a go-to restaurant for my wife and I actually in the area is Riley's, which is like tucked into like.
Oh, nice.
It's a dope date place because like the light shines right, so all of a sudden the eyes look really pretty and the food there is really good. But it's like old school and shit. So
yeah, I've eaten there once and I liked it. I got to get back there.
One thing you like in the fall, they have I know that you don't like eating weird stuff, so
yeah.
In October they have the Testicle Festival, and every day of October they have a different animal testicle that you can just for free.
I can't hate that. That's hilarious.
You got to respect that.
I can't hate that. The Testicle Festival.
I got to get a T-shirt from that because that's dope as hell. I guess so too. Like the more testicles you eat, like the more virile you get. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure there's some kind of science behind it.
There's got to be. So the next question is a curveball for you. So being a big music guy and you're a historian of music, you love it, you're passionate about it, you talk about it. It's awesome. And you love going to live events. So I'm going to offer you a deal, and you have to decide if you take it or not, and then why or why not. So here's the deal.
Okay. You
can have VIP concert passes to every concert in North America for the rest of your life. It includes air travel to and from the show and a hotel the night of the show, a good hotel. I mean, it could be an Econo Lodge for all it matters because the way that you'll get after it, it'll work out. But to do this, you must get a tattoo on your face of Justin Bieber's face. And you can never get it removed. And you can also, when people ask you, why do you have that tattoo? You can't be like, oh, I got this tattoo because I had tickets for life. So you have to come up with other things. So would you do it? Would you not? And why?
So, man, I was 100% on board until you said the face tattoo part, because there's a handful. I'm blessed in the fact that I get to see a lot of concerts, right? And I don't usually have to pay for them and I can have access. But there's a few that no matter what I do, I've never been able to see. So I've never seen Nine Inch Nails live. I've never seen Rage Against the Machine live. I've never seen Snoop Dogg live because the one time I tried, I passed out in the limousine. Long story short. So there's these artists that no matter how successful I am on the radio, they don't give a shit. They're not going to give me passes. So I was 100% on board because if you're like Radiohead is another one. I've never seen Radiohead. I'd love to see that. So if you're like Josh, you can see all those bands will fly you to wherever they are and you're side of stage. How big is the Bieber tattoo?
It's big enough where at least people can recognize, like they could be across the bar from you and see that it's Bieber on your face.
I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it only because I don't want to be the dad that has the face tattoo, if that makes any sense. Like if I didn't have 2 kids and a wife, yeah, whatever, screw it. But I don't want to have to go to parent-teacher conferences and family event with this stupid face tattoo. Like I've already got enough stacked against me. So on that element, I'll just be like, you know what? I'll take it. I'll watch the concerts on YouTube or wherever they post them after the fact. But I was in until you dropped the tattoo on me. Because I got some stupid tattoos, just not on my face.
Yeah, dude. I love that answer, especially like if I don't have kids, I'm in, dude. I'm gonna do it. I respect that because that's you. That's your strength as a father, which is awesome. Being like, I care more about my kids than. I mean, you mentioned like, so I haven't seen Rage Against the Machine. It's like one of my lifelong dreams, and actually, I'm pretty shook right now because my homeboy and I were gonna buy tickets, or we did buy tickets to Rage and Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah,
Buffalo, dude. Like 2 of my favorite bands, 2 of which I've never seen. It was like my like you could, if I died that night, it'd be dope. And now I can't. So
yeah.
I think about that. Like 9 Inch Nails I haven't seen either, and I haven't seen Radiohead, though I would like those shows. So to me, I can't. I mean, I don't even hate Bieber that much. I know a lot of people hate him. I mean, I wouldn't actually. I was just about to lie to you. I would if that dude was like, "Yo, dude, I'm in Syracuse. You want to go out drinking?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, Bieber, I'll go."
Yeah,
he's like a crazy animal, and he's incredibly talented. I don't really love his music except for like Baby, Baby, Baby. It's a pretty good jam, and some of his hip hop jams are all right.
So, do you know that I have a filming credit in the Justin Bieber movie?
What? Is that serious?
That's serious. Justin Bieber came to Syracuse. So I used to work for another radio station. When you're first starting out in radio as an artist, you do radio hits essentially. So like a baby band will stop at a radio station, meet and greet the talent, maybe do a song or whatever, and they move on. So I was working at 93Q was where I started my first career, right? Was where I started the radio career 15 years ago, whatever. Or 10 years ago. And they said, hey, there's this kid coming in. Can you like film him for the website? Like nobody was really filming anything for the website back then. But I'm like, yeah. I'll come in there. I'll set up this little flip. Like, you know, those flip cams that used to exist, like the HD flip cams?
Yes, dude.
So I'm like, yeah. I'll film it, whatever. We'll put it on the website. Justin Bieber, little 13, 14-year-old Justin Bieber, rolls in with his mom. They go into the conference room. It's me. It's 2 other people. He does that Baby, Baby song or whatever on his guitar.
You know the song.
And he's out the door. He does his little thing. We didn't think anything of it because rarely do these bands ever become anything. Like you see them every day. They come through the studio. You're like, oh, whatever. Well, he becomes Justin Bieber. Then the movie comes out. And in the movie is the clip of him playing in our conference room that I filmed. So I get credit for filming an early Justin Bieber performance.
What?
That's a true story.
Oh my God. Dude, that has made this entire show worth it.
Right? And it's the craziest thing that's ever happened to me.
I always laugh because of like, you know, on the show, on your radio show, on the show, when they talk about like you or this, that, and then there's a promo, it's like, it's usually a funny line you're saying or this or that, but occasionally they'll drop in like, you know, like the king of whatever it is, and they make some funny lines, which is great. Mm-hmm. Why are they not saying a film credit, like a you know, contributor with Justin Bieber's career?
Dude, I have a million of those stories. I have a million of the almost stories.
Give us another one.
Did you know that I was almost the Verizon wireless guy, the Can You Hear Me Now guy? I was almost that guy. I auditioned.
Shut the front door. Are you serious?
Yes, and I can send you a photo of me on a Verizon billboard in Times Square.
What? What the hell is going on here, dude? I know you'd be a great radio guy and what the fuck is going on here?
So they did these auditions, and he and I have a similar look. He has like the glasses and the nerdy whatever look. This is what I looked like then. I didn't have a beard then. So we auditioned for the same thing. They was down to us. I end up on this billboard. He does the TV spots, and then he takes off, obviously, as the Can You Hear Me Now guy. But it was the same trajectory, man. I got a million stories like that.
That just blew my mind, dude. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I will send you the photo. It's somewhere. It's actually on my MySpace page. I will text it to you. From 2004. It was up there. Yeah.
What was your all right, I mean, we should be wrapping up, but this is too much fun. So let me ask you another question too.
Yeah.
What was your were you on, obviously I know you were you on AOL Instant Messenger?
Yes, I was.
What was your screen name?
Weezer 299, and then I changed it to an extremely obscure Kevin Smith reference that I still use to this day for a login. And the name I used. Are you a Kevin Smith fan? Do you like those movies?
Yeah, Skewiverse, baby. I got you.
Do you know who Cousin Walter is?
Oh, no.
So in every movie, there's a throwaway line of either Brody or somebody saying, yeah, my cousin Walter sucked his own dick in the so-and-so, whatever.
Yeah.
So my screen name since then has been Cousin Walt. Since then, I've been Cousin Walter because it's the most obscure Kevin Smith reference I could find.
Well, first of all, big ups on the Kevin Smith reference.
Thank you.
Because that's just awesome. And I love, like, that dude is so awesome. Like, besides all the great movies, Dogma just made me so happy. But the dude also wrote, like, sick Batman comics and all that. But your prior name that was a Weezer reference, and that was Weezer was still on the up. Like, Weezer wasn't big yet, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you were a hipster before it was cool to be a hipster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Weezer, remember back when Windows 95 came out and Weezer was on the disc? Like, you could watch the Buddy Holly video on your computer and it blew everyone's mind. Like, that's how nerdy. I go back to the mid-90s being a computer nerd. I've been a computer nerd since day one. So I was all in on Weezer in 1990. And the reason it was Weezer 299 is because I graduated in 1999. So I was like, get it? To 1999, when I become an adult, I'm a man.
Ballin'. Yeah, Weezer, man, like, you know what's funny? Because, like now, like, their cover of Africa, to me, is better than the original. Mm-hmm. I'm a big Weezer fan. But when I was in college, this was like, I graduated in college in 1999. And I remember, like, right after that, like, before I moved to New York City, I was talking to a girl, like, oh, well, I'm going to play this new Weezer track, let it run around the CD. I'm going to put the CD in, you know what I mean, and try to make some magic happen and let Weezer play. And she's like, what is this? I'm like, oh, this is Weezer. It's a cool new band. And she's like, eh. And at the time, I was like, I kind of like this band. Am I not cool or is she not cool? Like, I had that, like, kind of like.
Trust your gut. Trust your gut. You're cool. You're cool.
And it worked out. The Weezer thing worked out. All right. So, listen, Josh, you have been awesome. Tell us what it is that is going on with you right now. Like, what's the big thing you want to share with people? Like, whatever it is you want to do, baby, let's hear about it.
So, obviously, I would love it if you could tune into my morning show every single day, 6 to 10 a.m. on KRock and on Twitch. I love the medium of Twitch. I love doing video stuff. And Whiskey Wednesdays, Wednesday nights, 7 o'clock on Twitch and the KRock Facebook. I'm doing a weekly house party while we're all locked up in quarantine, 7 o'clock on Friday nights, where I'm here in this office and I'm doing throwback 90s bangers and all that stuff. Today, I'll do random, just like Twitch streams. Today I did one where I was just trying to learn acoustic songs. I just like being connected to people, and I know people are really, they're nervous and they're scared and they're worried to be locked in their house for so many days. And if I can do anything to help alleviate that stress, I'm trying to do it. So I'm available pretty much 24/7. If people need me, if they want to tune in, would love to be a part of their life.
Gosh, you are delivering that, man. I'm going to turn this house party shit because that sounds dope, because you're a dope dude to hang out with and to drink with. I'm glad we're drinking right now. Listen, Spatchcock Nation, the great KRock Josh, the boss of bosses, good dude. Thanks so much, baby. We'll talk to you soon, bro.
Thanks, Matt.